The timekeeper's war mirror barely had time to settle into her new role as keeper before the Tempest Syndicate made their move. It was late, the Nexus clock glowing faintly on its pedestal in the shop's main room, when the Chronos clock began to chime. Its deep, resonant tones reverberated through the walls, shaking the shelves and sending a chill down Mira's spine. Elias rushed in, his expression grim. "They're here," he said, voice clipped. Before Mira could respond, the shop's windows shattered in unison. A shimmering wave of energy swept through, and in its wake, 5 cloaked figures materialized. The air grew colder as they stood in formation, each adorned with the Ouroboros symbol. At the center of the group was a tall woman, her piercing silver eyes locked on Mira. "So," the woman said, stepping forward, "you're the new keeper." Her voice was sharp, cutting through the tension like a blade. "I'm Celeste, leader of the Tempest Syndicate, and you, my dear, are standing in the way of progress." Mira gripped the Nexus clock tightly. "Progress?" she asked, keeping her voice steady despite the fear curling in her stomach. "You mean rewriting history to fit your idea of perfection?" Celeste's lips curled into a cold smile. "Perfection is a matter of perspective," she said. "But stability is not. The world is fractured, Mira. We're the only ones willing to fix it." Elias stepped forward, his voice firm. "You mean to twist time to your will? That's not fixing, it's playing God." Celeste waved a dismissive hand. "You had your chance, Elias. Now it's ours." She turned her silver gaze back to Mira. "Join us, and I'll show you power beyond your wildest dreams. Refuse, and I'll show you how easily time can break." But the Syndicate was relentless. Celeste herself moved with an unsettling grace, her mastery of time warping the very fabric of the shop. She created illusions, twisted space, and nearly overwhelmed Mira. It wasn't until the Nexus clock pulsed brighter than ever, flooding Mira's mind with a torrent of knowledge, that she found her footing. Ancient techniques and hidden truths unraveled before her, revealing the full extent of her role as keeper. With newfound clarity, she countered Celeste's attacks, matching her blow for blow. The Syndicate faltered under Mira's resolve, and Celeste finally called for retreat. Before vanishing into the folds of time, she left Mira with a chilling warning. "This is far from over. You may have won today, but the Syndicate is eternal. You can't protect the timeline forever." "You can't protect the timeline forever." As the shop settled into an uneasy quiet, Elias approached Mira. His eyes held a mixture of pride and concern. "You've done well," he said. "But she's right. They won't stop, and neither can we." Mira nodded, her grip on the Nexus clock firm. The weight of her new responsibility pressed heavily on her, but it didn't crush her. It strengthened her resolve. "What do we do now?" she asked. Elias placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Now, we rebuild, strengthen our defenses, train. The Tempest Syndicate is powerful, but they underestimate you. The Keeper has always been the greatest weapon against chaos." Mira gazed at the Nexus clock, its glow steady and calm, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. Whatever came next, she knew she would face it head on. As she began her training, she vowed to protect the timeline at all costs. But deep in the shadows of time, the Syndicate was already laying the groundwork for their next move. A plan so devastating that even the Keeper might not be able to stop it. Mira gazed at the Nexus clock, its glow calm and steady. The path ahead was uncertain, but she was ready to face whatever came next. Mira vowed to be ready. She was the keeper, and the timeline was hers to protect.